What's going on, guys? Well, I probably cut this in the video, so yeah, we're just gonna continue and see what happens. So we're looking for another knife that was used. I had completely forgotten about the shield of the King of Prosecutors trophy. I was thinking about that one, but I forgot that it originally looked like the one in the picture had the knife in there, the sword rather. So yeah, present this. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past, right here inside this picture. This is a picture of their war ceremony. Ooh, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor. Excuse me. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall's holding. Yeah.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier conclude, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Drake's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Oh shit! Oh my god, this is crazy! Order I say, order in the court! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Drake, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. Oh shit. That makes sense though. But that can't possibly be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? Listen, Wright. I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. What is going on? What would I say? But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? Listen up, Wright. It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Oh, hold it. Wait. I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
I know it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
So what does it mean?
All this time I've been trying too hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skike?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger. This should be interesting, I guess.
Witness testimony.
Yeah, but what does it mean, though?
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and I rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly the most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin to cross-examine. Oh, stop, please! Don't pursue this any further. Oh, she's sweating. Lana. What is the meaning of this? How dare you interrupt me when I'm talking? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skype, you seem to be sweating there. Are we close to the truth? We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! Everyone shut up! The defense will now begin cross-examination. We have order in this courtroom. We follow procedures. Now we move on to cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of this matter. Emma's recollection. When I first saw that man, let's press everything. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Drake?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were its shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
Why would you do something so dangerous?
Hell, what else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Drake was the one holding the knife. But, as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding that knife. Even, his brother, what's his brother's name? I forgot his brother's name. But that's Neil and the other, what's his brother's name?
Like to say, from Texas.
I forgot his name. But he was saying that, yeah, his brother couldn't be beat in the fight. So it's like he didn't believe that he got killed like that. So, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm real curious, because like, how the fuck did they both end up dying? And Chief Grant like holding all this like evidence as like as ammunition for his blackmail, you know? It's like, how the fuck did this go so bad? So I'm curious about. Alright, okay. Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Drake guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've gotta help the other person.
Okay. What do you mean, you think?
It happened all so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly, but what I did is all kind of a blur.
Miss Skyke was almost killed before she was a witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next?
Are you sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I've seen him somewhere before. Now I finally remember.
Oh, bother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. It had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may be that may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you will have an explanation.
If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
Well, what was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? I have no idea. But I'm gonna just roll with it. Yeah, I'm gonna just roll with it. I don't know. I have no idea. The blue badger hasn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw his shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and jury of the court. Wait, what's that song? Damn, it's a parody song. Ladies and gentlemen, jury of the court. Like y'all to stand up. Please stand up. Nah, I forgot it. It is the defense's belief that on this fateful day, 2 years ago, there's indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright.
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious-looking blue badger. Well, this didn't exist, so this must. What's the look-alike? I have no fucking idea. Oh, the vase? Maybe? Yeah, the vase, right? Because they both have those stickers. They both protrude in a way. I think it's the vase. I think it's a vase because they protrude in such a way that they stick out similarly. But no. He said it's in the room. I'm assuming I have a bag of evidence like tucked away. I bring it to court with me so I can just whip it out whenever I need to explain shit. It's like Phoenix, why do you have Edward's bloody knife and why do you have a bloody shoe, Phoenix? Like, what's that bag over there? But I think it's this vase, so it was in the room as well. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. Yep. But that's... oh, what exactly is that? I believe it's something sort of a jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like blue badger.
Hang on. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if it were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from. Rotate. So what do I do? I present it. Okay. Is that good enough? This isn't right. I gotta make it look more like the blue badger. Allow me to remind the defense, this case hinges on this witness drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape
If the witness drew, we cannot accept this claim.
I gotta find the right angle.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
Didn't I just do it though? I hate that damn music though. That wasn't it, so does it have to be exact? Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, like this. Come on, man. Come on. Do I have to turn it sideways or something? Nah, I did this one. That looks perfect, like... Are you serious? I did that! Man... Some bullshit. It's like I did that, and the game was like, nah. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. No, it can't be. Order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question still remains. What's your point? What do you mean? I mean, so what? The Blue Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. Hang on. Nope. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's the difference now that we know the witness saw this jar? What's changed? What's the difference now that we know the witness saw the jar? What has changed? Let's see. Well, we know the murder happened in Gant's office, so the location hasn't changed. She saw the jar, so the location has changed. The murder weapon, the murderer. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? What's different? The position, right? Because she saw it at the angle of that it was like falling during the flash of light, so I think the location changed, right? Because the murderer and the murder weapon like wouldn't be affected. The location actually would be affected because she saw it at the right angle near the desk as it fell. Because we saw the blood over by the window where Lana's side of the room was, rather than the vases on Gant's side of the room. So location did change. Allow me to take these. Allow me to take this. Well, allow me to take this in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in this picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Diamond Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana's desk. Yeah, exactly. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Drake and Marshall did not take place in Lana Skyke's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Diamond Gant's office to Lana Skyke's office? Yeah, so this way across the room, like. But we found most of the blood well, not congested, but laid out in Lana's side of, near that window there. So I'm guessing Damon, he must have set that shit up and just put some blood over there. We don't know whose blood that is. We just know that it was blood, a blood pool that was a residual left over near that side of the room. So I guess Damon, he set that up. Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there weren't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through a trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She says she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. Emma killed Neil by accident? Or... In the moment the jar was hit, it flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact of the man that made when he knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? The suit of armor, holding a very dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was holding a knife, since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skyke knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Yeah, she killed him by accident.
Damn.
That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
Damn.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Nah.
Damn. Yeah, she fainted.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. And this is unprecedented. Lana.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Skyke, but given the circumstances...
Joe Drake murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How could you think it was Emma? And how can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence?
I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on the testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Skyke. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly.
Yeah, it's true.
He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, is this the only possibility left to you? A message from the deceased? Does such a message exist? I gotta think back to the court record. Yeah, it's on the jar. Is that a L or a V? Let me look at it again. The swish. When the left frag from the machine, a line on it. Looks like a 7. I'm trying to think though. Turn it upside down. He could have been writing an M. M. M.
Nah, it's not a 7. It looks like an M. Because on the right side of on the other side, you can see like the blood is like trailing off, like he ran out of blood, you know. So he had that written from the left, like swooping up and then down. So yeah, it's like you can only write an M or an N or an N. I'm not quite sure though. Okay. The real murderous name that the victim may have left behind. This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Skite. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek, the truth. No matter how painful it may be. Just how when I thought I killed my own father, but in turn it was my mentor, Mr. Von Karma, who shot him dead.
This dude, I forgot when I last recorded it, when I did the Edgeworth impersonating Von Karma. The dude shot him in like cold blood. The dude was not even conscious, and he just shot him. Like, that's just so fucked up. Because he was unconscious. Like, his dad didn't even wake up. Like, it's so fucked up. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. And that's the jar. This match is left by the deceased. That's Blue Badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see the faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Oh. I thought the blood trailed off because he ran out of strength to write it, but somebody wiped it away. Damn. Yes, but to notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Oh, that changes things then. If that's the case, then it looks like it's saying Emma. Looks like he's writing Emma. Because that top part's the E. And then that's the M. And then the A. But for some reason, blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is that these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I gotta connect these dots to make the letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Alright, so E, F, Looks like Emma. Like, straight up looks like Emma. That's not good. This is not good. This ain't good. It looks like Emma. It must have another meaning. This ain't good, yo. Yeah, this ain't good. Yeah, this ain't looking good. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So, this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Yeah. It must have another meaning, though. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skite. See, Worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Drake was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. He was not innocent. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. But Joe Drake really was a serial killer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there weren't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Yeah. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death?
How can he just stand there like that? It wasn't his fault.
Order, I say order in the court. Order.
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Damn.
save it. Save here.